Meanwhile, you know, the earthquake in Haiti is a grim reminder of the devastation that can be caused with the earthquakes. And, you know, it could happen here in the United States as well. Right now, seismologists are working on an early warning system that would alert residents perhaps a few seconds, maybe a minute ahead of time, and it could soon be in place in the state of California. Scientist Richard Allen has been involved with the project. He joins us right now from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Good morning to you, Richard.
Morning. Glad to be here.
Richard, explain how this early warning system would work.
Well, when an earthquake occurs, the energy, the shaking, radiates from the fault plane as two different types. The first energy, the P wave, it has very little actual shaking associated with it, but travels fastest. So what we do is we use seismometers distributed across the region to detect that energy and then to predict the much stronger shaking that's likely to follow. And so that's how we have a warning.
I gotcha. And so it would be very helpful, for instance, out in California where we're showing this graphic where you've got the Wayward Fault and, of course, the very famous San Andreas Fault. In a perfect world, if you install this in California, and we should point out other countries actually have this and do have an early warning system, but we do not, how many seconds or how many minutes ahead of time would we know that the big one could be on the way?
Well, for the largest magnitude earthquakes, we could have up to about a minute's worth of warning. That's true both in northern and in southern California. But a more typical amount of warning time is seconds to tens of seconds. And the other important thing is that this warning system, it probably won't be able to provide warning to everybody. Right. But this is the kind of system that can help many people in most earthquakes.
Okay, now, Richard, if you knew 5 or 10 seconds ahead of the big one, what could be done to prevent people from dying?
Well, there's a whole variety of things depending on what your situation is. If you're on a train, they can start to slow trains so that they're less likely to derail. Tell planes to go around rather than landing during the earthquake. In manufacturing facilities, they can isolate hazardous chemicals, isolate hazardous machinery, and also very sensitive machinery, so you reduce the total damage associated with the earthquake. Okay. Workers can move to known safe zones, and individuals can protect themselves in homes and offices by getting in a safe zone, perhaps getting under a sturdy table.
Well, that sounds great. I know they already use it in Japan and Mexico City as well. And I understand that it sounds like they're going to take $10 million of stimulus money from the National Geological Survey and apply that to the program here in the United States. How long, Richard, before it's up and running?
Well, the $10 million of stimulus money is being used to upgrade all of the seismic networks in California, and that's well overdue. Some of the equipment we're using is up to 20 years old, so we're using computers that are 20 years old, so that's a very timely upgrade and will benefit all of the seismic monitoring. But that will not bring us an early warning system. Right now we're building a prototype system for a small group of test users. Okay. To have a full-blown public early warning system like they have in Japan and Mexico City is going to require about $80 million, so it's not inexpensive, and we estimate it'll take about 3 to 5 years to build and put it into operation.
But if it could save lives, it would be money well spent. All right, Richard Allen, UC Berkeley, seismologist. Sir, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure to be with you.
Great to have you.